Tonight, there is a line from a poem that goes, "If once you have slept on an island, you'll never be quite the same."
It's a line that perfectly describes the experience of Joel Greenberg, who was born and raised in New York City and first set foot on the island of Vinalhaven in Penobscot Bay in 1977. He was indeed never quite the same. And now, thanks to Greenberg's latest project, Vinalhaven may never be quite the same either. When Joel Greenberg first visited Vinalhaven in the 1970s, he instantly fell in love with the island. As a professional photographer and lifelong New Yorker, he felt, he says, like a stranger in paradise.
It's hard to take a bad picture wherever you turn.
In New York, Greenberg worked as a landscape photographer shooting the city's parks, and he also took memorable pictures of, among other landmarks, the Brooklyn Bridge. But every summer, he returned to Vinalhaven. As you went back and forth, 6 weeks out of the year in Maine, the rest of it in New York, photographing in both places, but clearly extraordinarily different places and different kind of work, how did that affect your photographer's eye?
Well, I was looking for Vinalhaven in New York City, in the parks.
How did that work out?
Yeah, I spent a lot of time in the parks because it was not easy to find it.
What set Greenberg apart from other photographers on the island was his equipment, specifically a camera manufactured in 1929.
You have the film plane and you have the lens. All you have to do is adjust the bellows till it focuses on the film plane.
The camera uses 8x10 film, which is huge, and as a result, it captures images that traditional film can't come close to matching. A side-by-side comparison is revealing.
This is the size of a 35mm negative. You could only get so much information in a small negative like that, but you could get so much more tone, detail in a large format negative like that. That's the difference.
Dozens of photos Greenberg took from 1977 to 1987 have now been collected in a book called Vinalhaven: Portraits of a Maine Island.
This is our advertisement.
Love letter to Vinalhaven.
Yeah, that's what this book is about, and people get it.
Let's run the numbers. You took photos on Vinalhaven for a decade, about 400 in all. 150 of those 400 are in the book. That's an extraordinarily high batting average.
Yes. Well, that's the beautiful part about, shooting with that particular camera. Yes.
You just almost always got something really good?
Almost all the time. You hardly miss.
When the book came out, Greenberg dropped by a store on the island, Fisherman's Friend. Now, this is not a high-end art gallery. It's a beer, chips, and lottery tickets kind of place. Greenberg, a bit nervously, asked the owners if they would stock his $60 book. And it's not, it's the typical kind of thing that you sell in here.
No, it isn't.
What was your reaction when he made that pitch?
We were excited. Actually, when we first took a look at the book, we kind of thumbed through it really quick, and we loved it.
Had anyone ever come in here before and said, "Would you consider selling my $60 book of photography?"
No.
What was your response?
Well, since I love Joel, no problem. So, and after you look at it, you want to have one yourself. I bought the first one.
You felt a real connection with those photos, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I mean, I knew most of those people.
I dropped off 15 copies mid-afternoon, and the next day they called me, actually a day and a half, they called me in the morning and they said, "We sold all 15 of them. Could you drop off another 15?
People came in, they went crazy over them. They would call us up and order one and say, "Save me one, I'm away, I'm in Massachusetts, whatever, save me a book." And we would.
I would have never thought a book would have sold down there, not one copy.
Phil Crossman, who has lived on Vinalhaven nearly his entire life, wrote the essays that accompany the photos in the book.
When I found out how well they sold and I talked to some of the people in there, I was astonished. I remain astonished.
To sell so many copies of your book in a place like this must be about as good a compliment as you can get.
Yes, I'm absolutely thrilled. Absolutely.
In about 2 months, virtually all of the 500 copies of the book had been sold, most of them on Vinyl Haven.
I have a number of publications. I have posters, I have postcards, I have a book. People admired my work, but no one ever told me that they became teary-eyed when they were looking at my work. I had 3 people tell me they became teary-eyed. You know, that book has a connection.
And the connection is not hard to see. It's the connection between people, the island they love, and the photos that captured it during a now vanished moment in time. The book has been so popular that there is going to be a second printing.
Nice.
Coming out in mid-December. They hope to be able to get the books to people in time for the holidays. If you're interested in getting a copy, go to the 207 section of our New Center Maine website or app. You'll find information on how to get to the right website. It's vinylhavenbook.com. It's probably also going to be in some bookstores, some Maine bookstores.
Oh, that's awesome.
So people who are interested, and there are a lot of them, you've got your chance. Just be patient. Again, mid-December is when that second printing should be coming out.
Just in time for Christmas. All right.